In today's video, I'm going to put the KINGBOLEN K8 Pro bidirectional scan tool to the test. Is the word pro just a gimmick, or does it really do something? And since I already own the K7, we'll do some comparison along the way. All right, so I've got everything out of the box and laid out here on the bench. This is the KINGBOLEN K8 Pro. It's an 8-inch touchscreen display. If I flip it over, this is where your dongle is, and it's magnetic, so it kind of sits here right on the back, which is pretty nice. There's also a stand for your steering wheel or just to put on a bench like this. This is the manual. This is your charging and data cable. This is the charger itself. It's a 3-in-1, so it has 2 more adapters for other countries. This is the 2.0 network adapter, and this is the RJ45 network cable. So in case you can't connect to the Wi-Fi, you can still connect hardwire. Here I have a DLC adapter, so in case your DLC is way under the dash and you need a little extra room, this is just an extension. So now you can hook up your dongle this way. This is the DOIT connector. DOIT stands for Diagnostic Over the Internet Protocol. This is for the newer cars that communicate over the Ethernet. And it all fits nicely in its protective hard case. Let's get this plugged into the car and see what it can do. There is a proper sequence. When you turn on the scan tool, you're going to take your VCI, plug it into the data link connector. You should see a light if you're getting power. Now go ahead and turn the ignition key on, but don't start it. Give it a second for all the modules to wake up, and then go ahead and power up the scan tool. And because this is Bluetooth, I don't have to be working on it at the car here. So I'm going to take this over to the bench where I'm a little bit more comfortable. This is my setup when I normally work on cars. I've got my computer with all my service information here, and then my scan tool. Now on the scan tool, right away, you're going to notice 2 main options. Diagnosis, this is the manual route. This is where you choose your vehicle and choose the module you want to work on. We're not going to be using that in this video. We're going to use intelligent diagnostics. This is a faster automatic route. It reads the VIN and gets you into the vehicle more quickly. For most people, especially if you're trying to get into the car fast, intelligent diagnosis is usually the better option. Maintenance, this is where you'll find service and reset functions like oil reset, electronic parking brake, throttle relearn, and tire pressure monitoring system. The reset functions that show up on this screen depends on what vehicle you're working on. Upgrades, this is where you keep the scan tool software upgraded and the coverage for your vehicle's current. Coverage list, this is where you can find out all the vehicles that this scan tool covers. Module, this is where you can add extra accessories like a printer, video scope, oscilloscope, a Bluetooth battery clip, or a tire pressure monitoring sensor tool. File, this is where you keep your files, pictures, things like that. So on my Honda Element, here's my diagnostic report, and I could share it or open it. Repair info, this is a shortcut to the fault code library, coverage list, learning materials. You can go to the camera from here. You can see your user's manual. You can browse the internet. It's a file manager and where you can leave feedback. Remote assistance, this is where you can get help if you're having trouble with your scan tool. Settings, this is where you're going to personalize and set up your scan tool. If you look at the K7 and the K8 side by side, look at the home screen. The K7 says OBD and scan, and the K8 says diagnosis and intelligent diagnosis. These do the same exact thing. So this would be a gimmick. Now let's use intelligent diagnosis to get into the vehicle. This is my vehicle. So now let's go to diagnosis. We're a USA. Let's not do a health report right now. Let's pick a module. And there's ECM. Let's just say okay. So let's read data stream. And this is everything in this car. Different cars are going to have different stuff here. This is a 2009 Civic, so there's not much in it, really. So we're going to check EC sensor 1, sensor 2, and then the voltage too. And then some scan tools don't read voltage. So make sure the scan tool that you get reads voltage. So we're going to say OK. And then here's my scan tool data, and then we're going to just graph it. So here's engine coolant temperature sensor 1, 77 degrees, and then here's sensor 1's voltage. Down here is sensor 2 and sensor 2 voltage. Now, if I want to look at these a little bit closer, all I have to do is tap it, and now I see the whole graph in this whole screen right here. I can also come back, and I can go back to data stream. I can add more functions. I'm not sure how many I can add, but let's go with all those. And let's say OK. And let's say graph. So this must be part of the Pro function because there's a lot of data here that you can graph all at once. Now, if I just want to look at this a little bit more closely, I can look at that one closely. An easy way to diagnose is graphing. Now, if I try to select more than 4 options on the K7, it won't allow me to do that. So on the K8, it's definitely a Pro feature. So let's back up and let's go turn on some components. Now we're back at the engine control module and we're going to do some actuation tests. And we're going to do, let's do a radiator fan. And let's say OK. And perform. We'll exit. But these are all the tests you can do. Evap test, EGR test, throttle actuator control test, fuel pump on, injectors. So a lot of tests you can do on this car. And this is a 2009. On a newer car, you're going to see much more tests. Let's go back and let's go into the body control module. So we've got module information, clear fault codes, actuator test, read fault codes, and read data stream. Let's do an actuator test. And we have a rear wiper. We have windshield washer. Let's do windshield washer first. And executing, we should see some water squirt. And we do. Let's exit. And then let's do windshield wiper, high command, and execute. And there goes the wipers. And we're going to exit. And I thought I saw a low command. There's a low command. Let's do that one. Executing. Quick way to diagnose if it's a switch or the wiper motor itself. I can also quickly check my keyless entry system. I just go here in the body control module to check, keyless check. Now it's going to check the signal if it receives it as I push the button. So let's go ahead and that. I'm going to push this button, I'm going to push this button, and then I'm going to hold that button. And it says keyless entry transmitter code was received. So my keyless entry system is working. Now, if you look under the special functions menu, you can see you can erase a remote or you can actually add a remote. If you quickly swipe down, you can get to your video camera and your regular camera and then quickly take a picture. I hope this video was helpful today. I'll put a link in the description below for the K8 Pro and the K7 in case you want to purchase these. I'll also put a link to the video review that I did on the K7 as well as the video that I did comparing the K7 to the AutoFix D1 Lite. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.
Don't want